So the Seattle Seahawks have just paid Quandre Diggs $40 million for 3 years. He's a good player. One thing that's interesting now is this means that the Seahawks are currently the highest paid safety and the sixth highest paid safety both play for Seattle now. Jamal Adams being number one, so they're paying about $30 million for their two safeties. Although again, safeties don't typically get as much money, so only $30 million for the safeties. So it's not as big of a deal as it would be if they're doing this for another position. Still interesting though. Quandre Diggs is a good player. I mean, if you look at PFF grades, if you're a fan of those, 24th graded player in 2021. He was 52nd in 2022, but then was 23rd and 31st the previous 2 years. So as a whole, and that kind of checks out with the tape that I've seen from what I've watched. That feels about right. He's typically, maybe a fringe top 10 safety, sort of at his safety position, kind of at the free safety role. So getting someone like him at the value you're getting him, this feels right. It's kind of one of those weird situations with Seattle. It's like you're kind of half in, half out in terms of this, rebuild, because obviously you don't want to just completely blow it up and have no talent. The point of a rebuild is to get better players, so keeping your good players makes some sense. But it's just an interesting thing of Seattle does things differently. With Quandre Diggs now, they do things differently. They're paying safeties a lot of money. They got rid of their star quarterback, so they kind of have a more unique philosophy than I think a lot of other teams do. Obviously, they still value running the football a lot. They still play sort of this cover 3 zone scheme primarily. They'll mix it up a little bit more than they did in previous years, but still, compared to the rest of the league, they're one of the closer teams to playing just a base coverage. So they do things differently, and it's fascinating to watch. And listen, a lot of people are going to blame them for, okay, what are we doing here, Seattle? You got to sort of think more conventionally, but sometimes going against the grain is the correct decision. Maybe having really good safety play when everyone else doesn't value it as much could be a market inefficiency that you're taking advantage of. I don't know if it is. I don't believe it to be, but maybe it is. And so that's kind of where things get interesting. But yeah, that's what I think of this move. Just want to make a quick video on it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.